And I would like to give you an example of my conversation on NATO issue. Well, I have already mentioned this to the leaders when I was in the European Council, and this is a good illustration. I talked to Trump about NATO because, of course, there are different signals in media and mass media about Trump's attitude to NATO, to Ukraine in NATO, and so on and so forth. I have given an example of Budapest Memorandum. I think Budapest Memorandum is a very illustrative example. We had Budapest Memorandum. There were nuclear countries, part of that, the biggest countries that have influence, that have nuclear weapons. Among these countries, of course, China, United States of America, Russia, France, of course, big players that have nuclear potential. Why with them we have negotiated to actually give up our nuclear weapons, a big volume of nuclear weapons that we had at that time, to give it away, and in return, to have that document. So all the partners who are partners of that document, they guarantee territorial integrity and sovereignty to independent Ukraine in internationally recognized borders. It's signed in 1991. So that was the document. And if Russia violated that document, although Russia was part of the partners, the guarantor country, how can you at all take it serious? How can you believe to these partners who actually promised to us that they will stand up for our sovereignty and territorial integrity? And the answer is very simple. Does it work? No. This document didn't work. If agreements of other partners with Russia worked, nothing works. So it was not only Ukraine with Russia, it was Ukraine with other partners as well. So all these agreements failed. So all these nuclear countries, which country out of all those which countries? None but Ukraine. Which country sacrificed nuclear weapons? All of them? No, only Ukraine. And who is fighting today? Only Ukraine. That is why. That is the fact. And in my conversation with Donald Trump, I said, this is the fact. So what's the way out? Either we resume having nuclear weapons, and then it will become a certain protection for us, or we should have a certain alliance. Apart from NATO, we don't know efficient alliances anymore. The countries of NATO are not in any war. They are not fighting. Members of NATO countries, people of NATO countries are all alive, and thanks God for that. That is why we choose NATO. We are not choosing nuclear weapons, we are choosing NATO. And I think that Donald Trump heard me. He said, you have good arguments.